Today was a perfect example on why I preach to use more than just the 1 minute time frame. If you're too zoomed in, you're going to forget about the overall trend and maybe not even see it. That's why I like to use the 15-minute, keeping us on the right side of trend. And once we get on the right side of VWAP, you can find clean setups like we did today. When you look at ES here to move down, we were trading it live on ASFX TV this morning. So if you want to join all our future live streams, just click the link down below and use code FIRST. You get your first month for free. But we're looking at potential shorts as it breaks the open range low, pulls back to New York, and sellers make even another lower low. This thing definitely looks like it's trending lower. Now, if you're too zoomed in on expecting shorts to continue, forgetting about the 15-minute here on the left, if I drag it over, when you're looking to sell it, it's holding that previous day's New York VWAP. Same level we consolidated at for hours in the overnight. And you look at what's happened since yesterday, push higher yesterday, pull back, let's go make the next higher high. This doesn't really look bearish yet. Yes, it's been bearish since the open for 30 minutes, but until we can really crack below these VWAPs, I don't know if we have the strength to go lower. The trend's not actually telling me that yet. So let me maybe hold off on the shorts and let me hold off on the longs until I can get some signs that buyers are trying to step in, right? So now let me sync that over so you guys can see it over here on the left side and the right. If we sync over that previous day's New York, you can see we play around it. Yes, we break underneath it. But again, even with VWAPs, you don't want to be too zoomed in on the 1 minute because overall, when you see the 15-minute close, it's back above. Now, the first sign along it, back in the direction of that trend, would be when buyers take the New York VWAP. So if you're long there from the break of New York, you're going to want to have a stop loss at the bottom of the range. And you're probably trading up to the top of range, no matter what the risk reward is on this. When you're trading from mid-range, in this case, it's kind of towards the bottom. You don't want to be too greedy after getting 6 candles straight up in your direction. We don't need to try to hold this forever. We're trying to just catch the next piece of the move, the next leg, right? And especially when you look at from the low to the high here, it's a pretty consecutive straight up move. Don't be too greedy. If it wants to pull back, you could always look to get back in. And if it does come back down, you could buy it right there the second time up, now using this higher low as your new structure, right? So rather than just try to hold one piece forever, you're probably better off just scalping this higher and scalping that next move higher. But looking at it here, it makes a clear new high a day. So this is also one of those times where the 15 minutes probably overall just sideways. Yes, I have that leaning long bias because of these VWAPs. You can see we really don't break out until 10:54. So for the first 2 hours almost, hour and a half, it's just been moving sideways. No new highs and new lows being sustained. That's kind of tough to chase any sort of move. So let's get out of this range. Give me more information. Okay, cool. Buyers are definitely in control. You can see if you put on a high of day VWAP from when it wants to finally pull back here. Let's throw that to purple. You can see it pulls back to New York VWAP. The same level you guys were trying to buy it at, or should be trying to buy it at down here. It retests it and buyers take control. So let's see how that would play out. I didn't take this trade, but if you're long it there on the break above high of day VWAP, stop loss below structure, you might get 1R eventually. I mean, that's a slow move higher. Maybe perfect 1R. Who the hell cares? You're trading up maybe to this high of day, seeing how slowly it's moving up there. When it bounces around, scalp a little profit out of that. Trend is still definitely bullish though. It pulls back on breaking news from Trump saying he may not meet with president. So let's anchor another new high a day. Now, this is finally the trade I took. I had some shorts earlier on a challenge account, but I want to talk to you guys about my top 1 futures accounts because those are the ones we care about most since they're close to payout and they're funded already. So if you guys need an account with them, code Evan's always going to match their best deal. They're running 55% off right now. And here's the markup. Just a quick scalp because we get a straight flush down on the breaking news. So maybe the reaction's settling a little bit. Buyers are trying to bounce us. Where are they trying to bounce us at? Well, the same place I longed it or tried to long it all along this New York VWAP. We're back above it. Is this likely to be a higher low here? Or are we just going to flush down to the bottom? Well, obviously, if it's news driven, it could definitely go lower. But just reading structure, it's still very bullish. This looks like a new high day, pullback. Let's try to go higher. So I'm just playing around that New York VWAP. And if it quickly sank for a new low a day, I wouldn't want to be long. This thing probably has a lot of volatility in it. You can see over here on the financial juice news. Let me get out of the way. But just playing the VWAP price, again, in the overall direction of that 15-minute trend read I have. So my long was somewhere along here, right? So just scalping it up real quick. It pulled back. You could even long it up again, even some more. And it really just went sideways until the close. There she goes. Now, one other thing to look at, we can go to NQ or ES. It doesn't really matter. One of the reports I like to use, especially if you're maybe confused on which direction to trade, let's go over here to Edgeful and you can look at MNQ. So we'll do NQ, looking at the ICT opening retracement. That's really just the midnight open price. So if you go over here to midnight and take the line. Let's just draw it out. So we go to the 0-0 candle here on TradingView to mark off our midnight. There's our midnight price. So let's go over here to the 1 minute. I already had it drawn. So perfect. When you look at the structure here, so my long was actually here. My bad. When you look at the midnight open price, we're really just rangy here on NQ. It still hasn't even made a new high a day, but ES has this entire time. So definitely looking bullish over there. Still trying to hold bullish over here around that New York. And there's still a target above us that hasn't been fulfilled yet. So on that note, when you can see when we open below this midnight price, I'll just measure it. We open below at 0.11%, very tight. So when we go over to Edgeful and filter it by size, go to this one here, 100% of the time when we open below. But that's only 5 for 5. Let me go year to date. So far this year, when we've opened below it of this distance, how much has it retraced? Okay, 72%. So 13 out of the last 18 times we've opened below the midnight price of this distance, we've gone back up and engaged with it. And with ES looking bullish, with us holding above VWAPs, I think we definitely could have the gas to want to still go up there. Like it says it wants to 72% of the time. So I wouldn't be fearful that this is going to be too rangy, maybe stuck in here forever, especially with ES already moving higher. But I think NQ can definitely go higher because there's that report telling me a target that probably wants to be hit today. So that's definitely a huge one. Helped me keep that long bias, and you can see it hits it, engages with it a little bit more. That's as high as it went on the day. That's as high as it went. So it told you it probably at least wants to go to there. That's why it's your target. We don't know if it wants to go any higher than that, but we know it probably wants to go to that midnight price. So hopefully you guys made money or didn't lose too much money here at the open. And I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Let's say you did lose money on the shorts, right? I don't know where you might have done that. Let's put on a low day VWAP here. If you put on a low day VWAP, there are some potential bounces off New York, but I'd argue it doesn't break the lower day VWAP to try to go get the next lower low. Probably not a place to be shorting it, but maybe you shorted it back here after this retest in New York, right? Try to scalp that out a little bit. Could make money there. I don't really see too many losing shorts unless you sold the bounce here, honestly, which isn't a bad play. I think you're just playing around that previous day's New York VWAP. It's going to be tough. And then you see this flush lower. If you chase those shorts to try to be as nice as possible, even if it does move lower from here, I will never see 10 candles flush the entire range of the day. This is how much we've moved all day, and we just moved there in 5 minutes. I'm not going to jump along the train now. I'm late. I missed it, right? So if you get induced into the shorting at the bottom there, whether the trend was bearish or not, that's a bad setup in my opinion, right? You could definitely probably find a pullback and short it lower later, right? I just don't want to jump in at the worst price. But also today saying, well, I'm actually not even bearish, so that's why I'm not involved in the shorts, because it's the same level we bounced off of earlier. Let me actually look for longs back up in the direction of trend. And you'll look at it. It moved higher, but what a choppy day. What a mess of a day. So the longs were nice down here, but the follow through was really just 15, 30 minutes, and then we stayed within here. So not the most beautiful of days, but definitely money to be made to the upside and lessons on maybe even making money to the downside, but quickly pivoting to the longs. And I think it goes to those points of sometimes it's super clear out of the gate. Sometimes it doesn't become clear until, like we said today, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock we finally break, and that's when it gets somewhat clear, but the moves aren't really too sustained. So like I said, hopefully you guys made money. Tune into the streams all week long. Zach's got his streams in the afternoons now, so you get 2 streams per day. We'll be live at the open and at 1 p.m. Eastern. And when you sign up with the link below, you can also get access to these 2 full courses. And there's a third one on the way from Zach. So all the ICT traders are going to get a course from him as well. And all the recordings to the streams are here as well. You can see we actually made money to the downside before it was quickly short-lived and came back up. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you check out the top 1 sale. Reach out with any questions you have if you want to join stream, what to expect, all these different things. I'll see you guys in the charts tomorrow morning.